Hello everyone, this is Teacher Development for UNAT. It's April 2025. This is Group 82. My name is Luz Angelica Leon Gomez and we are with the Professor David Incapié. The next, please. Okay, today I will explain you about some observations about my video. So this is a self-evaluation. First of all, I will describe and do a brief description of the class. And my video was in a Montessori school with children about pre-garden grade and with second grade. The topic was the members of the family, and so I used some flashcards. I create and I watch a video about the members of the family to improve listening, speaking, and writing skills. The strengths that I considered was the creativity, the passion for teach. So, I love my internship. I love serve to my students, and I love encourage them with their learning process and learning English as a second language. So the activity get the learning goal that was improve the listening, speaking, and writing skills. I consider myself opportunities to improve myself is smile more because I am working with children and improve the relationship with them through games and listen carefully their pronunciation. The next, please. I will continue with the Tatiana Murcia class observation. So I can see that she did an amazing class with the first grade in a school. Tatiana did an activity with recycled material to improve vocabulary. So she did a science class and students play and learn the characteristics of some objects, hard, soft, rough, smooth, and they looks they look so happy. On the other hand, she shared us a brief part of a sixth grade class. They fill out a form to improve their reading comprehension. I can see that Tatiana use the material that she used with the first grade um, could represent meaningful experience for them because it could be memorable in their minds, and I consider that she get the goal. And on the other hand, she get the learning purpose that was reinforced the vocabulary. And I consider that the opportunities to improve for the next time, I suggest you respectfully record the class to verify how is the natural behaviors of the students. The children are spontaneous. So the idea is that our classes looks like spontaneous too. The pictures are useful. However, it's better at least a short video that let us identify more characteristics of the class. The next, please. Okay, I continue with the Alexandra Rodriguez class. She did an activity with seventh grade students, and the learning goal was encourage the participation of this group. And the topic was identify the simple present, the use of the auxiliary do and does, and to build some questions. The strength of this class was the patience and the persistence because I know that work with teenagers is so hard, it's very difficult. And the opportunities to improve, I consider respectfully Alexandra, that is important give students clear instructions about the respect and the rules of the class. So it's important that they remain be quiet meanwhile teacher is talking or meanwhile their classmates are talking too. And on the other hand, it's important create dynamic activities like games, role plays, according with the student likes and interests. The next, please. Like a brief conclusion, it's important that this type of activities because through the recordings we can the self we can develop the self evaluation, and this co-evaluation let us learn a lot, let us identify the strengths, the weaknesses in our internship, in our training process as a teachers. I can see that, for example, Tatiana and Alexandra currently have the opportunity to work as teachers in different schools. In my case, I don't have this opportunity. However, I consider that all of us did a huge effort in our internship, and I consider that this exercise let us grow in our process. It's important to understand that the learning process, taking care of the learning skills of our students, the likes and the interests of our students. Is important identify this type of characteristics because we can create some dynamic activities and encourage them with amazing activities. So thank you very much. So let's continue with Tatiana observations. Thanks for listening.
So hello everyone. So I just want to share some of my reviews and you guys reviews and my opinion. So for my observation, I used to work in a school which is the English is going to be the first language. And as I said, we have English, science, math, and another subjects in English. So they already have a pretty good level. And for the first one, which are going to be the pre-K students, which is a stage in Cambridge, we were in science class. We already have the vocabulary, and I try to do like a really good activity so they are going to learn faster the vocabulary. And I put it as a groups, and they will have to identify the word with to do the match with a thing. And so it was basically that. I aim that the students learn the vocabulary and they're going to remind the vocabulary in another activities. And let's see it for Luz observation. I know she did a great job and she was working with little students. So she was super patient. She was super enthusiastic with them. She was trying to use the body language with them. And it was really nice because the students were engaged. And I guess I think was a part of the activity that she tried to sing, and the student was more engaged with them. So this one was really a good and a positive and meaningful activity for them. And the opportunities, as I wrote in the in the class, it was like she tried to do more the switcher code, so English and Spanish, so they're going to get used to, and the class is going to flow a little bit more. For Alexandra observation, well, I saw the microtation. She was trying to teach the do and does, the simple present, but I just suggest she did a great job, of course, but I know this one is like crazy because those are teenagers. They are not good enough to engage them, so they are going to get easily lost because they are doing another steps. I was not sure if she was like doing the example in the board and the students were doing it by them in the notebook. So that part was not clear for me, but I suggest her the first thing is like to do an engagement activity. So they are going to be more active and don't harsh them because this one, well, is not nice. Like, for example, try to help them with the code. As we know, like 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, and they know that the teacher is asking for silence and for everybody to pay attention to her. And it's basically that. So, and another suggestion that I have is like maybe to do a race for the activity. So everybody's going to write in the notebook the activity, and then they're going to pass and write it in the board. So everybody's going to be like more actively learning in the classroom. That basically that. So my conclusion for that is like it's really nice when we do these type of activities because we are going to know which one are going our strengths or how we can improve. That's it basically. So I like the activity, and I think we can to help each other to build as a teachers. Thank you very much. So we are going to continue with Alexandra.
Okay. The next, please. Okay. My observation in my classes, um, I was very complicated a little, because um, unfortunately it doesn't not have the necessary technology tool for teaching. So this is the student observe that most do not have the necessary uh, technology for this class. Um, Use a traditional pedagogical model in this area of English and grade 7th. Is the student observed that most do not like this area, and I do not pay enough attention in do not like to participate in identification of the problem in this class. 7th grade students do not participate during the activities because they that do not understand very well, and their classmates made fun of them. Objectives of the class to promote student participation. The solution for these activities and carry out an activity with exercise for sentences so that the student can participate in the activity by going to the board. They provide the solution to what the teacher indicates. The next one. The next. Okay. My observation, the my loss is okay. I think the teaching material I use for this activity are great. I think it's one of the best way to capture children attention as the age. The methodology you use it during the in this class. I think it's very important that I speak to them in Spanish and English, so that the student understand the instruction I give them. And other point or other step was great that you gave each student the opportunity to say the family member. As for the video presented, the two students are taught evaluated then to develop listening and learn vocabulary about family member family. Um, and, activities I you can improve it. I think you could provide the material so that a student can practice better. For example, activities to match the family member with the images. Um, this is one activity. The next, please. Okay. Observation, image, Tatiana. I think through the use of flashcard was fantastic. As children these days understand better through um, for the picture. As for the video, it was very interesting. Was great, and it is very positive that a student can carry out their activities outside the classroom. Um, and I think this I was very interested. As for one moment, please. The activities to provide, I think you could provide materials of that can practice better. For example, activities to match the family member with the images, like the partner, and they could incorporate matching activities so that a student can better identify family member. The next, please. Okay. In conclusion, it is very important to accept critical from other in order to improve the every day. Uh, during this process, self-evaluation is essential, and that other people can evaluate. Um, use so they can identify a shortcoming and how we could improve it, allow improvement through this process. Okay, Ray.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thanks for watching our video. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.